Hello little hearts, how are you? Hope you are all well. Welcome to my class 7. I will teach you today first chapter of maths, integer. What is the meaning of integers? I think you have learnt in your previous standard, class 6. Integers, a form of bigger collection of numbers which contains whole numbers and negative numbers. First of all, I write here first chapter of maths, chapter 1. Integers. Integers contain whole numbers and negative numbers. You have learnt in your previous class that what is the function of integers, what is the operations of integers. But in this standard, we will learn more. We will study more about integers, its operations and its properties. Recall, what did you do in your previous standard? Recall. I draw a number line. So, this is a number line and I put a center dot on this line. 0. Now, look at me. This is my right hand and this is my left hand. Now I turn. So, this is my right hand side and this is my left hand side. So, number line has two sides, right hand side and left hand side. Right side. This is left side. On the right hand side, will indicate here positive numbers and left hand side indicate negative numbers. 1, 2, 3, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. At the plus indefinite. Same as on the left hand side, but we will indicate here negative numbers. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7 and so on, like indefinite. Clear? Right hand side from the center dot there are positive numbers. Left hand side from the center dot there are negative numbers. And the center here is 0. So we can see here all these are integers. Positive numbers are integers, negative numbers are integers, and 0 also is an integer. 0 is not minus, is not plus. It is not a negative, it is not a positive. 0 is a neutral number. Clear? Negative, positive are integers. There are many types of numbers. We have already done in previous class. Recall. Positive numbers and negative numbers. Is there any other numbers? Yeah, rational number. Other fraction number. Decimal numbers. But remember, all these are numbers are not integer. What is the meaning of rational numbers? Yeah. Root 5, root 6, root 7, dot, etc. These are rational numbers. All these numbers are not integers. Fraction numbers, 3 upon 2, 5 upon 6, 1 upon 2, etc. and so on. Fraction numbers also are not integers. Decimal numbers, 2.5, 1.6, 0.09 and so on. All these numbers are decimal numbers, but they are not integers. You can see here on number line negative numbers, positive numbers and 0. Only these are integers. Clear? Shall we go more? Now, we go on right side. What is the meaning of it? And we go on left side. What is the meaning of it in mathematics language? On number line, when you add a positive integer, that means you move to the right side. When you add a positive integer, that means you move to the right side. In the case of opposite direction, when you subtract a positive number, that means you move to left side. You are going on right side on number line. That means you are adding a positive integer. When you move to the opposite direction of right side, that means you are moving on left side, that means you are subtract a negative integer. Okay? Now in the case of left side, if you go left side or moving on left side, that means you are adding a negative integer. Same, opposite direction. If you are moving on opposite direction of left side, that means right side. That means you are subtracting a negative integer. Sorry, I have done mistake here. Subtract a negative integer. Sorry, subtract a negative integer will not here. Subtract a positive integer. Yeah. Subtract a positive integer. Sorry. I repeat. When you add a positive integer, that means you move to the right side on a number line from the center dot. When you subtract a positive integer, so it means you are move to the left side from the opposite direction of right side, means from the center dot. Okay, when you subtract a positive integer, that means you are move to the left side from the opposite direction of right side, not from the center dot, but from the right side. In short, when you add positive, you move to the right. When you subtract a positive integer, that means you move to the left. Now in the case of negative integer, when you add a negative integer, that means you are move on left side, and when you subtract a negative integer, that means you are move to the right side. Okay, clear? This is basic concept. Remember, always remember, this is basic concept. Now, from this data, we can see here, when you add plus, means a positive number. When you add two positive numbers, you get result positive integer. Okay? When you add negative integers, you get negative integer. I repeat, capital hearts. I repeat, when you add positive integer, you get positive integer. When you add negative integers, you get negative integer. Understood or not? I repeat, when you add positive numbers, you get positive integer. When you add negative integers, you get negative integer. Okay? Now, I take two integer with one is positive and second is negative. But there is a condition. If positive integer is greater than negative integer and you add these two integers, result will positive integer. Understood or not? Look over to here. If positive integer is greater than negative integer, in this case, if you add, you will get positive integer. Okay? If positive integer is less than negative integer, so in this case, when you add these two integers, you will get negative integer. Understood or not? I repeat, positive integers, when positive integers are added, you get positive integer. When negative integers are added, you get negative integer. And now, when positive integer is greater than negative integer, in this case, when you add these two integers, you get positive integer. Okay? If positive integer is less than negative integer, and when you add these integers, you get negative integers. And now remember, in these two cases, always will subtract. Okay? I take an example. Positive integer. Suppose here is 10. This is integer. Plus, minus. Look over to here. Positive integer is greater than negative integer. So I will take here minus 3. Okay? This is plus 10. This is minus 3. These are two integers. When you add, you will get plus. But remember, between these two integers, there will subtraction. 10 minus 3 is equal to plus 7. So, this is the result. Plus, here is also plus in this case. Plus 15 plus, look over here, positive integer is less than negative integer. So here I will 23. Okay. Okay. Plus 15 plus minus 23. We can see here, and we can know also, plus 15 is less than minus 23. But according to this number line, my plus 15 is greater than minus 23. But when you calculate, when you add these two integers, but when you these two integers add, you will get negative result here, minus 8. Understood or not? Plus 15 plus minus 23 is equal to minus 8. We can see here, when positive integer is less than minus integer, that means you will get here minus integer. Okay? Clear? Yeah. Shall we go more? Now I draw a second number line. This is center dot. 1, 3, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 5. Okay. Okay. This is a number line. Minus 5. If I start from here, to here, if I start from minus 5 to plus 5, so that means ascending order. Okay. If I start from here to here, that means descending order. And now tell me, if you start from here and ascending order, so I will write here minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. If I start from plus 5 to minus 5, that means this is descending order. 5, 4, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So this is descending order. Minus 5 to plus 5, this is ascending order. Okay. Understood or not? Clear? Minus 5 to plus 5, that means ascending order. plus 5 to minus 5, that means descending order. Clear? Okay. Shall we go more? Yeah. Before I start my exercise here, recall what have you taught here today. I think you have got just an information about integers, basic information, operations, properties. We will study in this standard. Okay? Recall. May I repeat? Okay? Just within a minute or 2 minutes, within a more 1 or 2 minutes. Integers. What is the meaning of integers? Integers means whole numbers, but there is condition. Only whole numbers, whole positive numbers. Yeah, there is difference between whole numbers and negative numbers. We will learn in this chapter after this basic information and an exercise. Whole numbers, but whole positive numbers. Whole numbers, but whole negative numbers, and 0 are integers. But condition: rational numbers, fraction numbers, decimal numbers are not integers. Clear? Now, when you add a positive integer, that means you are moving on right hand side on the number line. When you subtract a positive number, that means you are moving on right hand side, means opposite direction of right side. Okay? Clear? I repeat, when you add a positive integer, that means you move to right side from the center dot on a number line. When you subtract a positive integer, that means you are moved to the left side from the opposite direction of right side. Yeah. Now, when you add a negative integer, that means you are moved to left side. But when you subtract a negative integer, that means you move to right side. Clear? Okay. Last one. When you add positive integer, you will get positive integer. When you add negative integer, you will get negative integer. And now, if positive integer is greater than negative integer, in this case, when you add these two integers, you will get positive integer. If positive integer is less than negative integer, in this case, when you add these two integers, you will get negative integers. Okay, so please note this. Okay, understood? Clear? And remember which are fraction numbers, which are rational numbers, which are decimal numbers. These numbers are not integers. Okay, next time I will teach you exercise. Okay, thank you.